can't come in.
You have to go.
You gotta go. You can't. You don't live here.
You gotta go.
So.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Casey, and I am the ghost with the most. Good evening. My name is Casey, and I'm here to ask the question, Beetlejuice goes with the most? Good evening. My name is Casey, and I'm here to answer the question, Beetlejuice goes with the most? The most what? Tune in to find out. So you might notice that I am filming in a different location today, or you might not have even noticed, but if you're now noticing, good for you. You know, a lot of things happen in life. Like, I almost passed out today. Like, that was pretty interesting. I made a Beetlejuice costume. You know, I know a lot of people in general in life, and I asked them, like, oh yeah, you like know at the end of Beetlejuice when she wears like the red wedding dress, and a bunch of people are like, I remember Beetlejuice, I don't remember that scene. And so I think a lot of people have not seen Beetlejuice probably in the last like 10-15 years, and like, fair enough, but I watched it back in like April, so I was like, yeah, that's a good Halloween costume. I'm not a person who has like a ton of sewing experience. I really started like full on making things probably a year ago when I made my Jennifer's body dress. Like, I was making little bits of things here and there before that, but that was like my first big real project. So I'm a person who kind of just does it because I have a lot of spirit, and that is what pushes me through the hard times when it's like, oh, here's like a really good sewing technique that would make this thing you're doing easy, and I go, that's for chumps. That's for losers, and I never lose. I am an endless well of optimism, despite the challenges, despite the hard times. God, I love Paramore. Gonna make you wonder why you eat. So you don't need to be a master seamstress to make any of this. I believe in you. I think that you can do it. As long as you just have like a good heart and a lot of spirit and a lot of optimism, then you can do it, you know? You are capable of it. Many things. If you know what to do with 20 yards of red tulle, please let me know. I need a suggestion. So I think I've collected all of the fabric that I need, but I look tired. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that generally I try to get all of my fabric as cheaply as possible by getting it from the thrift store, but I couldn't find anything that I really wanted or needed, I guess, for this project, so I did have to buy the fabric. I did get some Nancy Drew games from the thrift store. So in total right now I have 20 yards of red tulle. I have 4 yards of, well actually I think it's 3.5 yards of clearance tulle, which I'm gonna dye red. And then I have 4 yards of like a red satin material. So we'll keep track of how much I actually end up using for this. I am concerned that it will come out too pink because that's what happened with the Jennifer's body. I almost said Jessica's body. The Jennifer's body dress, in that it was like more pink than it was red, and I'm trying to go for like a scarlet-y red. So I guess kind of depending, after I'm finished like taking it out, washing it and drying it, I might need to dye it again. Or maybe add some black to the mixture to try and make it a little darker. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. What is wrong?
So immediately after buying fabric, I drove 8 hours one way to go to a wedding for people I'd only spoken to online. I recommend it, unless your internet friends are murderers, in which case...
Get them before they get you.
How do you feel?
You know, feeling like $100.
No!
Somebody stop him! You there, stop him!
I can, I don't have a gun.
Driving 8 hours back from the internet wedding, the first thing I did is a little draping, just to start getting the idea. I wanted to make some mock-ups, so for that you can just use thrift store bed sheets, which make for a very cheap alternative to muslin. I accidentally cut the string. Why can't I go one project without an accidental cut? After this, I took a break to engage in shenanigans. This includes harassing my friends. Hi everyone, we're at this really scary tunnel. If you never see this again, it's because we died. Going on a trip to a haunted tunnel.
All right, ghosts, if you're gonna kill us, now's the time. I guess not.
I personally defeat every single one of my demons, my personal demons, every single day. So fighting ghosts in a tunnel is no big deal. And experiencing Allston Christmas.
It's Allston Christmas. You have to come with us if you're on the street. Come here. Where are you going?
You're embarrassing us.
I have drafted the skirt pattern, which it's not very hard. People do this very easily without issue. This is the shape that it's coming out to. Ignore that the bottom isn't really fully rounded. The more important thing here is that I figure I'm going to probably need about 360 centimeters to get the full length, width of the skirt that I want. Probably going to add some more onto the sides just because I want to be sure that I have more fabric than I need instead of not enough fabric.
After drafting your skirt, cut along the outline, making 2 pieces, a front and back. Then pin along the front and back, right sides facing, alongside one edge, then sew together. Attaching the skirt ruffles, it's easier if one side is open, and then boom, you've got a skirt partially made. Well, not required. I did use a hoop skirt under my dress, which I think really adds to it. I then set off to pattern the top. The base isn't too complicated, pretty much just a v-neck tank top. It does end up having the sheer fabric for sleeves on the chest and up to the neck and back, but for the bottom a lot of it gets covered up by ruffles. So if you make a mistake, it's fine. Your mock-up on for size.
Mock-up looks pretty good. So
Then cut out matching pieces and sew the sides and shoulders together. Putting a zipper, cut an opening down the center of the back. Make sure your right sides are facing like middle schoolers at a dance. If the actual top is too tight, you probably did it right. I didn't leave an opening in the back because I'm smart. You can always add an extra panel in the back to add width if it's too tight. Then I took my tool and started sewing a line through it, which I will pull and ruffle. I kind of enjoy watching the fabric get bigger and bigger. It's kind of ASMR-y. My bobbin ran out. Betrayal. You know what show is back just in time for me to watch as I made this? The final scene is in Dynasty, baby. I'm so sad that it's done. Thanks a lot, CW. All my favorite shows keep getting canceled. To make ruffles, don't backstitch and then pull one thread to gather the fabric together. Do this for all of eternity to make 1,000 million yards of ruffled fabric. After this, I went to cut my fabric into 9-inch wide segments and used a reliable weight to do so. Cut the strips before you ruffle them. Don't ruffle them and then cut them. This time I went to pin it on the skirt to get an idea of how it would look, and let me tell you friends, I did not like it. It was too sheer, wasn't giving the look I wanted, so I contemplated my choices and came to the sad conclusion that I must order more fabric.
Merry Christmas, everyone. It's October 1st. But Merry Christmas. Once again, where's Waluigi? Where is he? I'm in a nightmare of my own design. I could probably live in this. I could probably make like it nice. So if you have any suggestions with what to do with like 1,000,000 yards of tulle, let me know. Okay, first section looks fantastic. I am so happy. I'm really glad that I got this instead. So we'll hope that me buying out the local Joann's is enough fabric, and we'll see. Ooh, it's a ghost.
This was 6 yards, and all of one Joann's in my area had. I would end up buying 3 more yards at a different Joann's. Honestly, to be safe, if you wanted to do this, 10 yards at a minimum. If you want the ruffles even more ruffly, double it. Buy so much fabric that you become CEO of the fabric store. The 6 yards was not enough to cover the whole skirt, so it was like 7 to 8 yards for the skirt, then the rest went to the sleeves and to the top. This was assuredly the most time-consuming part of the process. I would cut out strips as long as the length of the entire fabric. I would have to sew some of the strips together to make them long enough to fit around the entire circumference of the skirt. I did 6 layers of ruffles that were approximately evenly spaced on the length of the skirt. I measured once and then kind of just eyeballed it. The intention is that the bottom ruffle should end right around the end of your skirt, but mine didn't quite line up perfectly, but you know what, it's all good. A longer stitch length makes pulling the ruffles much easier, so set it to your longest stitch length. For smaller portions, I recommend back stitching on one side and pulling the other so that way it doesn't fall out. Then take a break to go to Minuteman National Historical Park.
This is just like Fallout. Just like Fallout. Ye old plastic bucket. Ye old pillar. Ye old house. Out of I give this a score of ye old on a scale of old to old.
Ye old circle before they called it a square.
Jail immediately.
Actually,
Ye old gathering spot.
18th century meat just stayed in that little basement there. No, I want to look at my graphic novels.
Shut up. Somebody stop them. The British are coming. Ye old bathroom. Just like Fallout.
Get back to pinning. This is your life now. Quit your job, say goodbye to your family. Your life is an assortment of choices, all piling one on top of another endlessly. You wonder how you got here, how the pieces could have fallen into place in such a way. Was it fate? Destiny? All you know is, it's mindless. When you're done with the existential ennui, sew your pinned ruffles on. The shirt, I did another mock-up for the front and back leading up to the neck. I cut them bigger than I thought I would need because, again, I love giving myself lots of leeway. Better bigger than too small. It's giving pilgrim. While you're at it, you can start putting the zipper on, leaving space at the top and bottom for it to go up your back to your neck and then down into the skirt. If it's going to be fitting you nice and tight, you need to have space to be able to get in and out of it. Also, earlier I cut out some sleeves and forgot to comment on it. I sewed those on. So just so you know, I did do that.
Okay, so here's my questionable zipper sewing. Guess what? In life, you don't need to always do things good because you can hide it and then no one will ever know unless you admit it on the internet or on video. But for you, it's probably fine if you're not recording it.
Cut out your front and back. Make sure to try it on for size and then sew them on.
I finished Dynasty, so now I have to watch Dairy Girls. Which I like Dairy Girls, it's just the end of an era. The end of a dynasty.
So that's done. You can use smaller ruffles to make a V shape down the front of your top. I did 2 layers. Mine were still 9 inches in width to get the most volume. Pin with the seam facing down and the ruffles are popping up so that it falls down over where you sew it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you're kind of like pinning it under itself. You don't want to see where you pulled the ruffles. That's going to be hidden under, it's like a waterfall. After this, I added the zipper to the back. The collar, I decided against a separate collar piece because I just didn't want a ton of fabric around my neck. The little bit of extra that is around the neck, I sewed a piece of ribbon on. It slipped like 100 times, so I did eventually pin it. Despite how much I consider myself to be untamable, a wild horse, much like Spirit.
I've been working on this video so long now, I got a haircut. Change, it happens, it's natural.
Once all your doodads are done, sew your top and bottom together. On the skirt, make sure to leave a little bit open for your zipper.
I think I once saw a YouTube video that said you shouldn't pin straight like this, and I don't listen to whoever that person was, obviously, because that's just not how I do things. But also, I think that if you make videos on youtube.com, you're a chump, so... Am I going to regret doing this to my hair? Probably.
It smells like Axe body spray.
I think this hairspray is causing a fair amount of irritation to my skin. It's very itchy.
My hands are covered in dirt. And by dirt, I mean it's the stuff from the hair, which is just flaking out. It's horrible. We came all the way to this cemetery to take some cool pictures, and can't because there's too many people, and I'm a fool who's afraid of other people, so... Really love how this bounces. Don't look at my feet on the internet. No. Can't do that. That's illegal. Beetlejuice. Because you're so smart. I stand up, bro. I'll think about your offer. Let you know. You guys know how much work this took? So much. Is down below. That was funny. That was so good. It's showtime. Somebody stop me. I look like I'm covered in dirt. I am betrothed. I am to be married so that my ghost friends don't die. This?
Yeah, it was almost like pale.
Yeah, that's the point. I'm supposed to be pale. So we're next to this cemetery that's supposed to be like super haunted. How my bangs look. The bangs look good. It's just the ends of my hair. Don't shake your... He says they don't look good. Wipe a tear down my face. I'm so sad. When I say netherworld, you say netherworld. Netherworld. There was a big old gate here and they took it away. Probably because of weirdos.
Why would someone come here and be weird?
Well, I think for having made this costume, it's not that bad.
That's called being a runaway bride. So I'm just like filthy right now. I definitely think when it comes to wearing this on Halloween, I am just gonna have my regular hair. I could go swimming in this lake, wash off.
It definitely says no trespassing.
I know. You think LYDIA'S can read? I'm so sad. I moved to like a new house with my dad and my stepmom. There's a bird overhead.
What kind? Just a
A
tiny.
flying one. You think I could catch them in my net? It flew off. How did it know I was coming? Don't you ever just get so mad at your dad that you summon a demon to just kill him and like have a big old worm just eat him? Same.
Damn, that's twisted.
I'm leaving. Make a leaf and leave. Don't worry about me, folks. I'm normal. A car's coming. Every part of spraying your hair black is a disaster because one, it all like fell off essentially in like an hour. So it's all over my hands, it's all over my face, it's all over the costume, it's all over the dress that I was, this is a shirt, this is not a dress. It's all over the shirt I'm wearing. So I would rate cheap Halloween hairspray very low on my list of things that I like in general. What do you think, David?
We're going a lot faster than we should be.
Oh no, crime on camera! Cops, don't watch this. Okay, you wanted it. He's ending it all.
Ooh, I'm a big old dummy.